When you start to love yourself, that's the baseline. Everything that you create lasts. Your legacy begins to last. Listen, when you create of love, love is eternal. So everything that you create begins to last. And it lasts forever. Because it's done in love and it's done through love. See, many of you all do things from hate and anger. And those things, they will F you up. They will make you hate life. They will make you think it is worse than it is. They will think that your life is so bad. It's not bad. It's just that you're creating from a platform of hate. You're creating from a platform of hate. Anything that you could build is like the shore. It's like the Bible was talking about. Some is going to build on the seashore, and some is going to build on solid ground. See, the seashore, the sea comes in and it takes out the sand and it moves and it comes back and it becomes weaker. The foundation is weaker because it keeps moving. It's like anger. Anger changes. You know what I mean? Depression and all that stuff. Anytime you build from those emotions, those temporary emotions, anger. If you're angry, stop building. Stop being angry. If you're frustrated, stop being frustrated, because everything that you build on those things, you don't like them tomorrow. It feels good because anger feels like it empowers you. Anger feels like it empowers you to be just rude and disrespectful. Anger feels like it strengthens you. It makes you say things that you want to say. It makes you say things and do things that you really won't do when you're happy. But tomorrow, those things that you created from anger, when you're trying to change your life, you're going to look at those creations later. You're going to start looking at those creations like, God dang, I thought I was done. And as soon as I got finished, here comes this. You created that a year ago when you was mad. You created that a month ago when you was pissed off. You created that. You created those words and you created those thoughts and you built something that you hated. It felt good to build it because you felt, what's the word? It felt good when you was building it because you felt, what's the word I want to look for? You were just right. You had the you felt like you had the right. You felt you had the right to build it because you were mad. You know what? I built it. I'm mad. So what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. But it don't always work. It doesn't always work. Because tomorrow, some people will be doing better than you and still envy you cause. Yeah, that's facts too. And you know what though, to be honest, you know what? I mean, I understand that saying. Justify, that's the word I wanted to use. Justify, yes, justify. Let me tell you this. Some people will be doing better than you. However, nobody could do better than you if you just want. Sometimes you just, I ain't saying that you gotta be satisfied. I'm saying that you gotta be content and you gotta be happy with where you are in life. You gotta be happy. Listen, it's not what you have or where you at that make you happy. It's that you are here. That's what makes you happy. You having the ability to be here. That's what makes you happy. See, being here, saying that I am living in this life. Being here signifies that God is breathing through you. You know how happy, listen, my phone about to die. You know how happy, listen, again, and I keep saying this because I think I gotta remind some of us sometimes. I think I gotta say this sometimes. I think I gotta say this over and over and over and over again. You don't try to breathe. Your breathing just happen. You don't try to have your heart beat. It just happen. You don't try to digest your food. It just happened. You don't try to pump your heart. It's just happened. There is an intelligence within you that is doing all those things for you. You ain't doing nothing. So therefore, the happiness comes from, I have something within me. Have mercy. Listen. I have something within me that is so powerful that even while I'm sleeping, even when I'm not thinking about it, even when I'm not doing it, even when I'm not conscious, it's still, even if I'm in a coma, nothing shuts down. Because you're not doing it. You are not doing it. It's something greater inside of you. That's your happy place. That's the happiness. That's the joy. It's not what you have, because what you have is temporary. What you have is what you built. And what you built don't last. All those things that you have, it don't last. I made a video and it says, My last video says, be happy for no damn reason. Because if you are happy for a reason, when the reason is taken away from you, what now? What you gonna do? What's next? How you gonna be? How you gonna feel? Just the knowledge of something, a greater intelligence, a greater power inside of me is doing something. It's doing something. I could breathe. You know how many people trying to breathe one more day? You know how many people trying to open their eyes one more day? You know people will give all their riches just to breathe one more time? You know how many people will give everything that they have away just to live one more day? You know how many people will give it all up just to be in this life of the living? I'm telling you, but we take it for granted. We're wasting this life being angry. We're wasting this perfection of a life with people who don't even recognize their life. We are giving our life away and our happiness away to people who ain't happy about their life. People don't even realize and recognize the power of the intelligence within them. And we're giving them our life and making us feel terrible about ourselves. We hate ourselves. We don't even recognize ourselves. We're giving our best days to people who are the worst to us. We're giving our best days away to people who can't stand you. We're giving our best days away to people who don't even be happy for you when you are on your best days. Man, listen, it's time. It's time to elevate. It is time to get out. It is time to come out of her, my people. The Bible says, come out of her, that Babylon. See, that Babylon is a mindset. That Babylon is this place where you feel like you don't deserve, like you're not deserving, that you don't deserve to be here. Take your place. I don't care who I'm standing next to. I don't care who it is. LeBron James, freaking Jay-Z, I don't care who I'm next to. You are not more important than I am. I belong here, you belong here. Just because we do two different things doesn't make you greater. See, this is why you don't look up to people. Because if you look up to people, then you must look down on someone else. Everybody is equal. Look with your eyes straight out. Ain't not one of us, hey Jail, ain't not one of us more important. Ain't not one of us is more blessed. Ain't not one of us is more favored. Ain't not one of us that's more special. It's just that we don't want to use our gifts. Some of us are lazy. That's why we don't see. That's why we don't see how great we really are. See, to know thyself is to love thyself. To know thyself is to love thyself. See, many of you all don't know yourself. You know your body. And all you know is your experiences. See, Mac, what's good, man? All you know is what you've been through and what you saw. But what you saw is not you. What you saw was the past. What you experienced is the past. The you is right here, right now. The new you is right here, right now. But you fail to see the you because you focus on seeing you back then. See, who you are back then is not who you are now. See, who you are back then, yes, it's the same you, but your eyes are blocked by your past. Some of you all are man, Lord. She's sick. Leah, baby, you crazy, man. But seriously, man, you got to appreciate. I don't think I could emphasize enough. I don't think I could put emphasis on this enough. You belong right here, right now. This is your place. This is your time. This is your time. Listen, whether you have it or not, whether you have something or not, doesn't make a difference. Whatever you think you need in this world, you have it. Everything that you need to get to the next level is right there. Everything that you need to get to your next level is right there. Everything that you need for your next level is right here. Everything that you need for your next evolution is right here. Everything that you need for the next place that you need to go to is right there. But you're looking at somebody else. You're looking at what somebody else have. That's right, one of a kind. That's right. That's right. I'm telling you, everything that you need is right here, right now. But we are so busy. We are so busy looking at someone else. Someone else who ain't nothing like you. Someone else who have a completely different DNA. Someone else who have a completely different path. Someone else who have a complete different mindset. Someone else who have a complete different mentality. Someone else who have a complete different purpose. But you're looking at them. Your kids looking at you, looking at them. Now your kids are on your path and you're on somebody else's path. So now your kids, you put your kids on somebody else's path. Not even on their own path. Hey, Issa, listen, I promise you, man. Sometimes when you don't see beauty within, go in the corner. Sit down. Separate yourself. Come out of her. Come out of her. Come out of this confusion. See, you can't see beauty. The reason why you can't see beauty is because you can't see love. See, the reason why you can't see beauty is because you don't have love. See, love is created, it's found on the inside. See, many of us go out there looking for love. I'm serious. Like many of us, hey, Ken Singh, hey, thank you, man. Oh, never mind. But many of us don't even see what's going on within. Many of us don't listen to ourselves breathe. Many of us don't give us the time to see many of us depend on a clock, a biological clock, this clock that's ticking, thinking that I should be here right now. No. If you plant two seeds, they don't grow at the same time. If you plant two seeds at the same time, they still don't grow. If an elephant and a man or a woman get pregnant at the same time, one baby come after. If an elephant and a woman get pregnant at the same time, the elephant take 2 years to give birth, and the woman take 9 months. Sometimes your season just ain't here yet. Everything in nature has a season. Everything in nature has its season. Everything in nature has its season. And sometimes you gotta just keep watering. You gotta keep watering you gotta keep watering your crop. You gotta keep watering your plants. You gotta keep watering. Listen, I don't care if you see it yet. I don't care if you see yourself sprouting up from the ground. You gotta keep watering yourself. Because when your time comes, you're gonna just shoot up. But many of us just give up. We give up on life so quickly. We give up because we don't understand that greater is he that which is in you. See, y'all gonna have me preaching. Y'all gonna have me preaching. Greater is he. I like to say it. Greater. Did you know I just read that? See? Hey, that means you were meant to be here. Greater is he, or is it, that which is in you, than that which is in the world. There's so much in you that you can't see. Close your eyes for a second. Sometimes when you go into bed, just close your eyes and look within. See, our eyes was made to look out, and our ears was made to hear everything outside. And I don't know if that what it was made for, to see outside and hear outside. And then we get distracted by everything outside, that we stop listening to ourselves. We stop listening to our intuition. We stop listening to our gut feelings. We stop seeing our own self. See, we see everybody else, but we can't see ourselves to them. We can't see ourselves as their reflections. Or we can't see we cannot see ourselves to people. I don't know why. But you weren't made to be the same. You weren't made to be weak, and you are not weak at all. Greater is he that which is in you. If you understand what is in you, you're going to get your ass up. You're going to stop feeling sorry. Listen, greater is he that is within you. If you understand. Thank you so much, Lisa. Greater is he. Listen, this is my verse of today. Greater is he that is within you. If you understand and have knowledge or have an idea. Listen, I don't even know how I don't even know how much powerful that is. I don't get it. I don't know how powerful God is. I don't know God. I don't understand, because he or it or she or whatever it is was here millions of years. Have an awesome day to one of a kind. And thank you for coming by. I don't even know, because he was here millions of years and billions of years. It existed before time. So I have no idea what it is. But I know if my heart is beating right now, I'm not trying to beat it. If I know my kidneys are working perfectly fine and I'm not trying to fix it. If I know I am breathing without trying to breathe, there has to be a power that is not understood. And that power is within you. If the power could make your heart beat, if the power could make you breathe and is living through you and is moving through you, if the power is doing all of this to you, imagine, and that's just the basics. That's just things that you don't try to do. Imagine if you try to do something. God, that don't excite you? That just didn't get. How come they don't excite people? Whew. That just made me. Imagine. Hey, Cotton Candy, how are you? Imagine. I do seminars, Sonia. I do one-on-one coaching too. Imagine that power within you. You breathing. That's the number one. That's the number one thing, breathing. If you could breathe, that means you have and you are life. Not that you have life, you are life. You can't have life. Life, you can't have, it's too big. You are life. Because you are bigger. You are so big that you are life. You don't have life, you are life. You are expressing life through your physical body. And imagine if you have something in you that's breathing, that's giving you breath, it's breathing through you. You're not breathing. You're not breathing. Because if you are breathing, right, and you put your hand in your nose and you close your mouth, if you're doing it, you'll be perfectly fine to not breathe. But when you close your nose, it makes you suffer. So therefore, there's something breathing through you. There's something acting through you. There's something going through you and moving through you that you don't understand. A dead body and a living body is the same body, has the same parts, has the same anatomy, has the same eyes, the same nose, same legs. A dead body and your body is the same exact body. But look at you breathing and look at that dead body is not. Why? There's something else going through them. It's not you. Because if it was you, when you're dead, you could have waked back up. Because if it was you controlling it, if it was you breathing on your own, if it was you living on your own, if it was you making your kidneys and your heart pump on your own, when you're dead, when somebody shoots you, be like, yeah, I ain't ready yet. I'm just telling you. So imagine if you are breathing and doing the most important thing, which is breathing. Imagine if you are breathing without trying. Imagine when you try something. See, many of us don't try nothing because we believe what everybody else say. It's not for us to understand. That's right. Imagine, man, just imagine. Just imagine, man. Your beauty is not seen, yo. You can't see it. Your beauty is not seen. Your beauty is not seen. Your beauty is, you have to know. To know thyself is to love thyself. If you don't love thyself, it's because you don't know how great thou art. You don't know how great thou art. How great thou art. Then sing my soul, my Savior God. You don't know how great you are. You don't know how great that is within you. That's the beautiful part. You, just a piece of the earth. You're going to have crevices and you're going to have cigarette burns and you're going to have slashes and you're going to have scars and you're going to have stretch marks and you're going to have things that the earth have. You're going to have holes and dimples. You're going to have a whole bunch of marks on your body because you are a piece of the earth. And when you are done, you're going to go back to the earth. But something else still exists. Seriously, something else still is existent. James, what's good, man? Thank you. I'm telling you. But just don't remember. Just don't forget. Your body is what you acquired. Who you are, you didn't acquire it. You was given it as a gift. This is a gift. And you don't appreciate the gift. You waking up this morning and you ain't smile. You waking up this morning and you ain't happy. Go back to sleep. If you wake up this morning and you ain't happy, go back, take your ass back to bed. Because you don't deserve to wake. Listen, there's nothing in this. Listen, sometimes your own thoughts, your own choosing, your own decision screws up the life that you are expressing. And it don't screw it up because life can't be screwed up. Life can't be screwed up. Mr. Humble, what's good, man? Life cannot be screwed up. So therefore, it's not the life that's screwed up. You just see in one thing. You see in one way. You see in the accessories of life. The things that you added. That's why you got to be careful of how much things you add to your life. You got to be careful. Add in the big house and the big cars and the relationships and the sex and the bodies and the body counts and the money and this and that. Because now when you lose it, you think it's your life. You want to kill, you want to take your life for the things that you wasn't born with. You know how many of us want to take our life for the things that we weren't born with? And if we wasn't born with it, then we don't really need it. You were born with love and happiness. You were born with a smile on your face, and you were born with a cry. You were born feeling with you were born going through this life with your intuition. You was born in the wilderness. You knew nothing. You was created in a world that you knew nothing about. And you still smiled. Yeah, you first cried. But after you cried and they give you some milk and your mom put their breast in your mouth and you suck that breast and you get that sweet milk. I don't know if it's sweet, but I don't remember. But I'm telling you. Hey, thanks, Kim Singh. I'm telling you. You were born with a cry and a smile. And as soon as you realized that you was not hungry, you start smiling. You didn't know where you were. You were confused as hell. But a boo was good. You know what I mean? You don't know where you were. You don't know who you was looking at. Is that my mother? She's not that cute. Is that my father? That's not my father. I heard somebody's voice. You sung just. As a matter of fact, your heartbeat sung like the heartbeat I heard when I was in my mother. I don't know where I'm at, but this feels like home. Listen, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to be in unknown places. Because those unknown places is where they take you to where you should be. Those detours is where you see the beauty of life. Those unknown places is what gives you life because it makes you dependent on the source itself. See, when you know something, you don't depend on the source anymore. See, when you think you know something, the problem is we think we know everything. We just living here 20, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and we think we know something. We think we have it. And we start to chastise people for their own beliefs. We start to chastise people for their spiritual beliefs, their religious beliefs. We start to chastise people because we think we know something. We think we were here. So we think we know. So that when you think you know, you stop. You stop growing. You stop feeding. The thing is, you don't know anything. And a man or a woman who knows that I know nothing, that's the man who seeks. That's the woman who seeks, Queen Leo. I'm serious. We think we know something. So now when we think that we know something, we don't feel our intuition. We ignore it. Listen, it's always good to be unknown. That means when you are always in the unknown, you're always growing. Because you always got to listen to that voice. See, I'm not listening to anybody else. And ain't nobody else could take me where I want to go. Nobody could take you where you want to go. As a matter of fact, nobody could take you where you need to go. Nobody. There's not one of us here that could take you where you need to go. But yet, that's what we listen to. Something go wrong, we go to people. Something don't feel right, we go to someone else. Something don't sound right, someone else. Sometimes we got to go inside. That's where we need to go, on the inside. Because the answers that you seek is already inside of you. The answers that you seek is seeking you. They're looking for you too. The answers that you seek is looking for you. They're like, hey, I have the answer, but you have to elevate your consciousness because no problems can be solved from the same consciousness that it was created in. You have to elevate your consciousness, your thoughts. You have to elevate you have to elevate your mind. You gotta elevate your frequency. You gotta elevate your thoughts. You gotta elevate. You have to elevate to find the answer. The answer's already there. If you ask in a good question, depending on what you ask, the answer is usually in the question. People ask me questions all the time. People ask me questions. I don't know your answers. I could never know your answers. I have no idea. And I don't give answers. People ask me answers all the time. I could tell you I don't know. But I ask you a question. And then I ask you another question. And then I ask you another question. Finally, you say, oh, that makes sense. You answered yourself. I didn't answer you. I'm not that smart. I am not that smart to know your answers. Because my answer is not your answer. I can never answer your question properly. Never. Because I don't have answers. If I have your answers, then hell, I might be you. I'm not in the Bahamas. But I'm saying, you got to be able to trust yourself. Ask yourself the right questions. I'm telling you, ask yourself the right questions. Because the answers that you seek, it's already seeking you. It's already seeking you. But you just got to trust them. Sometimes the answers are so simple. Actually, most of the time, the majority of the time, the answers that you seek is so simple. Two different energy. Exactly. The answers are so simple that you're like, that is too easy. You rather a complicated formula. Everybody want a complicated formula. Elizabeth, what's good? Everybody wants a complicated formula because they think complication is the way to go. So they stay up home late at night thinking. Kirk, asking me questions like, how do you get over a narcissist? How do you think you get over them? How do you think you get over a man or a woman? How do you think that you move on? How do you think? Because you don't need my answer. You asking me this just because you want my opinion. And my opinion don't mean a damn thing. I mean, seriously. Asking me questions, I don't know the answers. You are in the situation, you know the answers, but you want to make it complicated. How do I leave a narcissist? What do you think? Because if you stay, you get hurt. If you leave, you might hurt for a while, but after a while, your hurt turns into a lesson, and your lesson turns into love again. Listen, take the lesson. Take the lesson. It is very simple. People don't want to get their lessons. People are so afraid of the lessons that they need to have. I had my lessons. It was days when I couldn't sleep. It was nights when I couldn't sleep. It was nights when I was tortured with my mind. It was nights, but I had to keep moving forward because to get from point A to point C, the B sometimes is a B. Sometimes that damn middle ground will tear your ass up. But everything that tears you up is what you were created while you was in point A, because you will meet them again. You have to face what you created. So when I changed my life, or when I was on the path to change my life, when I made a decision to say I will love myself and I will do right, when I start walking on my journey of self-love, I met the things that I created in my self-hate. I met the things that I created in my self-destruction. I met the things that I created in my anger. I met the things that I created, and I had to face every single one. Listen, don't be afraid to face your own creation, because if you created it, you can destroy it. You are greater than your creation. Oh, wait! I just preached that right there. If you want to leave them, now just read the book, The Human Magnet Syndrome. Never read it, but sounds interesting. I'm telling you, man. Hey, it's Casey. How are you? You got to be able to, because I'm telling you, the biggest thing that we do is make a decision. The biggest thing that we do is make a decision to love ourselves and to continue our journey. But you just got to remember that when you start walking your journey, you will face the past. When you start walking forward, you will face the memories of the past. When you start walking forward, you will face the things that you have created when you had a low frequency. When you start walking on your journey, you will face your demons. You will face your skeleton. You will face them. But when you face them, you don't turn back now. Face them. It's yours. It's you. Face yourself. Be able to face yourself and look at yourself in the eyes and just face yourself. And the one sometimes who stares longer wins. Because when you face them, then you turn your head, you show weakness. You show doubt. So the thing just overpowers you. It starts to overpower you. And you just keep putting your head down. To your own, don't put your head down. To your own creation. Yeah, I know. You was drunk one night 10 years ago and you slept with a guy. Now the guy's back. Yeah, I know. Listen. You was angry one day and you said some things to someone and you burn a bridge that you might need now. Yeah, I know. You was probably miserable one day and you just made yourself suffer. Yeah, I know. And then when you say, I love myself now, it's time to stop doing these stupid things. It's time to move on to self-love. It's time to move on to self-respect. It's time to leave this person behind. You know, you created a life with them. You got to face that life. You got to face it. You got to face the shit that you created. That's the hardest shit to face. That's the hardest crap to face. Pardon me saying shit. Because sometimes we make some messy shit. But that's the hardest thing to face. It's what you created. Ain't nobody else created it. I mean, you know, we blame people. It's because of you I created it. The key word is I. It's because of you I am angry. The key word is I. It's because of you, I cannot forgive you. It's because of what you did, I cannot forgive you. The key word is I. It's because of you, I hate myself. The key word is I. It's because of you, I am mad. The key word is I. I don't care what is because of. If it's you and I is in that damn sentence, it's you that needs fixing. You can't fix nobody else. Nobody else can fix you. It's time to start looking in. I'm telling you, it's time to start looking in. And when you start looking in and you see all this damn crazy stuff inside, just smile. Because you have to face it someday. Might as well do it now. Because if you live 10 more years with them issues, oh, it's going to eat you up. And it's going to put you farther and farther. It's more things that you got to fix. See, many of us, we wait until late. We wait for years and years and years and years for healing. And all those years add up, and all those years multiply, and all those years is added, and we create more things. And the more we stay angry and hurt, we start to create more hurt and more angry stuff. We start to create more situations that we don't like. The longer we stay hurt, the longer we stay mad, the longer we stay unforgiven, the longer we stay miserable, is what we continue to create. Your creations don't stop. You create every damn day. I'll put it on YouTube, yeah. Your creation continues. So listen, when somebody pisses you off, people ask me, Kirk, people ask me a question. Kirk, how do you change your mindset how do you not get upset? How do you not get miserable? How do you not get unhappy? Because I understand that if I'm unhappy for a period of time, I start to create things in that time that on that platform of anger and misery. And if I create that on misery, I will be hurt. So therefore, bam, it doesn't matter. They don't know me. I don't take it personal. Let me just get over it. Because it's I create this shit that I don't like in the future, not them. They already said what they did. They already did what they did. People can get this message. There's a world. I'm telling you. People ask me all the time, Kirk, how do you not get mad? Because when I get mad, what benefits does it do for me? Seriously, you gotta ask, what benefit does this anger do? I mean, sometimes, yeah, of course we get angry. Everyone gets angry. Everyone gets annoyed. Everyone gets pissed off. But the thing is, what makes you angry? Is it the truth? Is it because someone is doing them? Did somebody say something about you that you can't stand? Is it because somebody did something to you? Is it because somebody hurt your feelings? Is it because somebody said something to you that you need to listen to? The things that make us angry is also our ego. The things that make you angry is your ego. Because you have created some damn identity and you think that you are this person. Somebody told you, no, you're not. You are this. And you get mad. Listen, nobody sees you like how you see yourself. Nobody ain't got to see you like how you see yourself. Nobody is obligated to see you as you see yourself. That's not how you see yourself. It's your business. So when somebody sees you different, it's okay. They don't live with you. You live with you. I'm telling you. We make people piss you. Oh my God. You know how many negative comments I get on TikTok now? I have 200 and plus thousand people who follows my posts. I don't like to say followers. I don't have followers. I got people who follow my messages. But a lot of in those people, a lot of them can't stand me. A lot of them leave bad comments. But people leave bad comments because they don't feel good inside. They don't feel good inside. I know this. So why would I let somebody who don't feel good inside, who don't feel good enough, who already show me that you don't like yourself, because I didn't get you mad. I didn't hurt your feelings. And if I did, it wasn't personal and it wasn't intentional. So why would I let you ruin my manifestation? See, many of us, we manifest stuff. We pray for stuff. But when somebody pisses you off, you take that frequency, of the anger frequency, and you hold on to it. So now when you hold on to the anger frequency, it blocks all your manifestations. Now your manifestations are paused. You can't even get what you desire because you're angry. Now you're matching low frequency shit. Now you're matching low frequency shit. To hell if I keep matching low frequency people, low frequency crop, low frequency pay, low frequency money, listen, everything is with frequency. Everything is with frequency. The reason why you get paid the way you pay, or you get paid, is from your frequency. The reason why you have your friends is because of your frequency. The reason why you have your relationship is the frequency that you're on. The reason how you feel the way you feel is because of the frequency you are on. Everything is governed by your frequency. If you don't like what you are getting, change your frequency. I bet you would give different. You gotta change your frequency. You gotta change your damn frequency. But you want to keep the same frequency and expect a better life. Well, I'm mad. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I feel. I don't trust my intuition. But I need to reach to the star. How? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And I'm angry. I'm stressed and I'm depressed. I hate my job. But I need to elevate my consciousness to reach to the star. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Soulful Spot, how you doing? Seriously, make that make sense. Well, I don't like who I'm with. I don't like living here. I don't like being here. But I need to make $1 million. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Please, it don't make sense. See, many of us don't want to do the work. The inside work. Thank you, Eva. Is it Eve? Oh, yeah, Eva. Many of us don't want to do the inside work. But we want to get the outside treasures. I'm telling you, many of us don't want, hey Lynn, to do the inside work. But we want the outside treasures, the outside fame. Listen, the outside world is a reflection of your inside. That's all it is. Your outside and your inside is one. As within, so without. As above, so below. As you elevate is what you do. The way how you think is the crap that you do. It shows. This is why if you want to know who somebody is, look at their actions. It don't lie. Because as above, so below. If you want to know somebody, look at what they do. Close your ears. Close your damn ears. You listen too much. Look. I'm telling you, look. People want to ask questions. Kirk, what if he's doing this and he's doing that and he's doing... Look at what you're telling me. The answers are right there. The answers is right there in your question. But you don't trust. You don't want to hear the answer. That's why you are fighting. That's why you are miserable. If anytime you go against truth, you're going to suffer. Because if you know better and you still go and do it, you're going to suffer. You're going to always suffer. And what you suffer in is your knowledge. You only suffer yourself. You only suffer your knowledge. You suffer your wisdom. You suffer your knowledge. You can't suffer nothing else. Because if you know, now if you didn't know and you do it, then you won't suffer that much. But when you know, oh God, and you still did it, oh, woo, that pain is, listen, your conscience, you can't forgive yourself. I know many of you right now looking at me, you can't forgive yourself for doing what you, or allowing what you allow. You know that person wasn't good for you. You know that person was garbage. You know that person was not here for you. You know that person here was not for you forever. You know that person didn't mean good. You know that person was disguising. You know that person, you saw the red flag and you did it anyways. You give them a chance. No, you know for a fact. You know for a fact. So now when the person leave and your heart get broken because you allow your heart to still depend on this person's love. No, your heart get broken. And now that you know better, now that you knew better, you can't even forgive yourself. You feel guilty. So you live in guilt. And when you live in guilt, it's one of the worst feelings. It's one of the worst states to be in, living in guilt. Because guilt is one of them things that hold you way back. It holds you way back. Let me tell you this. Guilt is one of them things, it's like a rubber band. Or it's like a slingshot. Guilt is something keep pulling you back. It keeps pulling you back. I personally agree. It keeps pulling you back and pulling you back and pulling you back. And finally, when you release it, it's that rock just take off. You just take off because now nothing is holding you back. Many of us have guilt. How true is that? Many of us can't forgive our own selves for allowing what happened to us or allowing what we knew better about. We can't even forgive ourselves. Hey, Joy, how you doing? Yeah. Guilt and shame. Those two things will tear you up. They make you feel so terrible. They make you feel so undeserving. They make you feel so miserable. They make you feel like you're not worthy. They make you feel like I just can't be enough. I'm not enough. I don't deserve better. I deserve what I have. Many of you are right now, stay where you at because you don't think that you deserve better. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, many of us, we can't move on. We can't, you know how hard it is to live without forgiving yourself? How do you begin to let go? You just got to make a decision. See, those are one of the questions. You got to make a decision and you got to do it. See, listen, the first day when you start your journey, it's going to be rough because your old self is going to always call you back. You know, your old self is very strong. You know, your old self is what you know. And the brain looks for something. All your brain does is focus on the familiar. Listen, you could be in a crowd. You could go to China and walk in a crowd with 150 people. And your mind, you don't see nobody familiar. Like nothing sticks to your mind. But when someone look familiar, that person sticks out. Because now it's focused on the familiar. You won't remember nobody's face. You won't even focus on nobody's face. Because nothing is catching your brain. Because your eyes don't work if your brain is dead. Your eyes ain't working if your brain ain't strong. So now that you see somebody's face that look familiar, bam, it captures you. So now, how do you begin to let go? You got to be okay in being in the unfamiliar places. See, nobody want to be in an unfamiliar place. Everybody want to be so familiar. They want to be where they know everything. That's the worst places to be most of the times. I'm telling you, it's okay to be unfamiliar. It's okay to be in a place where you don't know. Just like a baby. A baby come in this world, he don't know where he at. Baby don't know where he at, but he trusts I'm in the right place because he moves with his instinct. Something tells it, hey, don't go to that person. It doesn't go. Something tells it, don't smile. It doesn't smile. Something tells it, don't reach out your arm to the person. It doesn't do it. And something tells it, hey, go to that man or go to that woman, and she just go. Because it trusts its instinct. It was created with it. It was unfamiliar, but it's pure energy. You got to be able to trust your pure energy. Depend on who you are on the inside. You gotta depend again on that unfamiliar zone because it works. Because your strength and your knowledge is gathered even more when you're in the unfamiliar because you start to see things that you haven't seen before. See, if you're traveling every day, if you're traveling every single day, right? Every day you're traveling to work, you're not even paying attention anymore. All you're seeing is you're checking your phone, your mind is completely 2,000 miles away. It's completely in the past. 20 years ago, you drive into work. Then you get to work. You don't even know how the hell you get there. Did I miss? Did I pass any stoplights? What the hell? Did I hit anyone? Did I run over something? Where am I? How did I get here so fast? Your mind is completely separated from you. You are unconscious. I'm serious. But now when you open your eyes, you start seeing things that you haven't seen. A big truck comes in your way as you drive, and that's when you awaken. Some of us need those things. Some of us need to be waking up. See that when you're driving and your mind is far away and you can't focus, your mind is 2,000 miles away, and a big truck beep their horn, and it comes in your lane, and now you waking and you're both hands on the steering wheel, because all you're thinking about now is being safe. Sometimes the things that you experience in life is what you need to wake up. Don't be mad, but you were sleeping for too damn long. You was too comfortable. It was too comfortable. You're too comfortable. Wake your ass up. That big truck listen, that heartbreak, you need it. You need that damn heartbreak. You need that disrespect. Sometimes you need that wake-up call. You need that reality check. You need it. You mad. What you mad for? Wake your ass up. Take the lesson. You need it. You need it. You know that man or that woman won't crop. You know they want yours. You knew it. But you were sleeping, so it felt good. Because when you sleep, a person is not the sleep that you enjoy. Because you can't see. Somebody told me yesterday, even though I know they were joking, but somebody said, I love sleeping. In all reality, nobody loves to sleep. We say it, but you cannot like sleeping. You don't enjoy sleeping because you know why? You're unconscious. You don't know where you're at. If you don't know where you're at or what you're doing, how can you love it? If you are not aware of what you're doing, where you are, and all these things, and who's next to you, who's not next to you, how can you love it? You don't love sleeping, but you just used to it. Nobody loves to sleep. We don't love to sleep. No, you cannot love to sleep. because you are unconscious. How can you love when you are unconscious? It's impossible. So now here we are sleeping, sleep driving, sleep working. Everything that we do, we're doing it away from ourselves. We are so divided. We are so, as long as we are sleeping, we don't feel the pain. But you feel the pain comes. The pain comes. Prince, thank you for the follow and the share. The pain comes. The pain comes regardless. Because as soon as you awaken, as soon as you get awakened, you feel the pain. Oh shoot. Let me go back to sleep. I don't want to feel this no more. But once you awaken, you can't go back to sleep. Once you awaken. Because once you awaken, you see the beauty of being awake. You can't go back to sleep. It's impossible. It's not fun anymore. Because you see all the crap that you miss. Hello from Switzerland. How are you? I'm telling you. How can you love? I'm seriously. If you're unconscious, you don't know what you're doing. You're not doing anything. And love is conscious. How to deal with the ego? You don't have to deal with the ego. You have to know it exists. That's it. See, many times we try to fix something. Listen, what's that man's name? What's his name? But anyways, he says, you have to respect doing and you have to respect non-doing. There's doing and there's non-doing. Doing and non-doing both come together. See, we are so used to doing, but we're never aware of non-doing. See, we think non-doing is laziness. See, we don't understand the power of being still. We don't. We really don't. How do you deal with the ego? Is to recognize that it exists. You don't have to do anything. Listen, how do you deal with the ego? See, consciousness is a flashlight. It's a flashlight that when the light goes on it, you become conscious of it. When you become conscious or aware of it, you see it, you recognize it, okay, it's there. You don't have to fix anything. Listen, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing. The problem is we are sleeping. The thing that you need to do is put your consciousness or your awareness on your ego. Once you put your awareness on the ego and the light goes on it, then you know, is it me or my ego talking? You don't have to fix anything. There's nothing wrong with your ego. The ego is perfectly fine. It is perfectly needed. Sim what's good? The ego is perfectly needed. The thing is, we have developed a sick identity. All the ego does, hey Tanya, all the ego does, spiritual goddess, how are you doing? Now people coming in. All the ego does is whatever you created, it protects it. That's all it does. So you don't have to deal with ego. You have to deal with your identity. Oh, Lord. Does that make sense or not? See, the ego and humbleness. Ego and being humble. Ego and being humble. The ego, ain't nothing wrong with your ego. The identity that you created. Miss Mika, what's good? Hi from Netherlands, how we doing? The ego is not a bad thing. Your identity that you have created around your pain and your hurt and your experience, that's the bad thing because you think I am this. Your ego and you need each other. Yes, it is very vital. It's a vital part of you. However, you have to understand when it's you want something or when the ego wants something. Like, for instance, back in the days when I was, as my friend called me, a whore, I had to realize that was my ego. Now that when I'm faced with those same issues, I'm like, is it me or my ego that craves this stuff? My ego. Let me not feed my ego. Because if you feed it, it grows. Whatever you feed, it grows. Whatever you feed it, it has to grow. The thing is, we're feeding our anger. We're feeding our insecurities. We're feeding the crap that we can't stand. If you feed it, it will eat and you will grow it. How do I know what? How do you know it's your ego? Because sometimes you got to look at the ego and look at how humble. Do I need this because of a physical thing? Or is it going to... See, sometimes the ego just want to protect your identity, right? So somebody says, Kirk, you're stupid. Now, my ego will say, cuss them jokers out because I have to defend my identity. I have to defend it. I have to defend who I say I am. But the spiritual side says, Kirk, they have the right to their own opinion. And if that hurts you, that means that thing that you created around yourself, you think that you're right. You are not who you say you are. Because in all reality, you are not what you think you are. So you are defending something that's fake. Because you don't, how can you know yourself based on your past? I'm in this chair right now, right? I'm in this chair right now, sitting down. The only reason why I don't get up and fly out of this chair is because in my mind, in my past, I never did it before. I don't know how to do it. I haven't done it before. Is it impossible? It's not. I just don't know. So now I'm basing the knowledge of myself based on the past. You don't know yourself. Because when you realize who you are limitless. Listen, you only know yourself based on your past experience. You don't know who you are. It's impossible to know who you are. People think that I know who I am. You don't know who you are. You know what you've seen. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. So, but a lot of times we create an identity based on the things that we don't know. So when somebody says, Kirk, you are stupid, maybe I am. Okay, I'm going to take it personal. So if I get up you over here, I'm telling you, we don't know who we are. I know me. No, you don't. I know people who keep telling me, Kirk, I know myself. You think that you really think that you do? How? How do you know yourself? I think you know your body. You know your body because you know what you look like. But have you studied to know yourself? Can I say this one thing without people judging me? Can I say this one thing? And I want you all to listen without judgment. I want you to listen to what I'm going to say, but it's like 5 words. But I want you to just don't think about what I'm saying, but just kind of feel what I'm saying. Don't try to don't try to dissect what I'm saying, because you can't dissect people's words. If you dissect people's words, the words are going to be separated and you won't understand it, you won't get it. Don't try to understand it. Just kind of feel what I'm saying. If you know yourself, you know everything else in this universe. Simple. Do you all understand me? Hey, Tiffany, how are you doing? Be the awareness, not the thought. Facts. Some Buddhist stuff. Seriously, think about it. If you know yourself, you know everything else in this world, in this universe. Can you say that you know everything else in this universe? Can you? Kirk, what the hell are you talking about? Don't try to understand what I'm saying. One day it might click. One day it might click. And I know I have people on different religious beliefs in here. And that's one thing I like about my videos or my live talks. Because I know for a fact, I have Christians in here, I have Muslims in here, I have Buddhists in here. People listen from different religious groups. I love it. Because not one is the other greater than the other. I got Christians always in my chat. And it's because we tell the same truth. It's the same. Love is the whole thing is love. But if you know thyself, you know everything else, because everything is an extension of you. Everything is made just like from the things everything is made from the same hands. Everything has the same energy. Everything has the same maker. Everything is connected. So to know thyself is to connect, or to be able to connect to every other thing in the universe. That's what knowing yourself means. You are not, oh God, how do I put this? You are not an individual consciousness. It's impossible. Your consciousness is collective. Let me put my foot up. Your consciousness is collective. You are a collective consciousness. We are not just individuals, because you by yourself cannot exist. Hey, thank you, Eva. Thank you. I'm serious. I know so much. No, I know nothing. Yes. We are dependent on everything else. We have to be, because everything else is one. The word universe. Uni means one. And verse means song. One song. Every word is connected. And every lyric It's connected. And we need every lyric and every word for it to make sense. That's why it's called universe. Once you know yourself, you understand what he's... Thank you. Kingston. Facts. I'm telling you, many of us, we think that we know ourselves. No, we say that we know our characters. In all honesty, that's the characters that you created. We are characters in our own story. That's all we are. You choose a character and you live in it thinking that you are choosing a character and you are now defending those characters. You know, in some movies, right? Let me tell you this. And I was watching this what do you call this show? And they were showing actors and actresses. You know what I'm saying? You know I can't speak. You're all English. They were showing those people with those roles that they have to prepare for. And they prepare for these roles for so long, months and months and months, that they have to take time away how to stop being this person. Because the character that they have prepared for continues after they already finish the movie. So now they have to get away to stop being this character because the character becomes real. Just like us, we get angry, we take on a character of anger. We get molested or raped, we take on the character of a victim. We are characters. Your characters is a story, it's not real. That's what you created. You created your own character and you're suffering because you created a character. But yet, you know you could change your character at any time. I change mine all the time. You think I'm just one person all the time? No, I can't. Because I don't know who I am. So I pick and choose what I want to be at that one time. I'm not fake. I pick and choose the me that I want to express at that one moment. People think that that's fake. Listen, you got to be smart because you're not you. Listen. Whew, I think I lost some of you all, right? Did I lose some of you all? How do you stop loving someone that keeps on doing you wrong? Please, I need help. How do you stop loving someone? You don't need to stop loving people. What you gonna stop loving them for? You know, the key is not to stop loving people. The key is to learn how to move on without them. Love is eternal. Listen, Diamond King, what's good, bro? Love is a thing that lasts for a long time. Because that's why you gotta choose who you love. That's why you choose who you love. Because once you love, ain't no unloving. You can't unlove. How do you unlove? Love has no opposite. Love is not an emotion. Hey, it's daytime, how are you? Love is not an emotion. You just don't stop loving. You can't unlove who you love. But you can walk away. I mean, you know how many... Listen, there was a quote that I read. It says there are so many people in relationship and who don't love each other. And there are so many people who are not in relationships and still love each other. There are so much people in relationships who don't love each other. And there are so many people who love each other that's not in relationship. You don't have to be in a relationship just because you love them. I don't know who tells us this. I don't know who tells us this. Break is over. All right. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Is there time? I'm serious. Why do you want to stop loving someone? You think because you love someone, you become a victim to their nonsense? You know what I mean? Just because you love someone, you don't become a victim to their garbage. Just because you love someone, you don't give them the right to disrespect you and you stay because you love them. Just because you love someone, you don't have to stay with their garbage. Some people makes you a victim because you love them. Because you love them, they're going to do whatever you want to you. Abuse you, disrespect you, and manipulate you. But how do you stop loving them? You don't stop loving them. You don't want to stop loving. Love is yours. The love is yours. Let me tell you this. Never stop loving because love is your key to success. Love is your key to greatness. Love is your key to your glow. Love is your key to your millions. Love is your key to the kingdom. Love is the key to life. Love is the key to this world. Love is the key to this 3 and 4 and 5th dimensional universe. Love is only key. It's your love. Just redirect it. What is love? What is love? Love It's something that nobody could explain because nobody know, because people was. But if you want to have a good understanding of love, look at your children. Look at what you feel for your children. Look at what you will do for them. Look at how you see them. Look at how you view them. And mostly, look at how you accept them. You accept them fully within themselves. You accept them fully for them, not for you. You don't need to change them for you. Love is the ability to accept them for everything. Just like how the universe or God accepts you. You are accepted for who you are. Come as you are accepted. Listen, who you are is enough. And when love is love, you are fully accepted. You don't love somebody and trying to change them. That's not love. That's just conditional nonsense. Love is eternal. Love is, listen, I look at the tree outside. It's a beautiful tree. Beautiful flowers. It's growing. The bees come to it. The bees sometimes is in my face when I go outside in my yard. But you know what? You know what love says? Love says, God dang it. The bees love the tree. I love the tree. I must love the bees because the flowers that sprout from the trees, the bees need. Therefore, how can I want that to change? It creates, listen, it creates the greatest circle of life. It is something that's needed because the universe says it is time and it is done. The universe, listen to this. Let me tell you how we know that everything is where it should be and everything is how it should be. It took everything in the universe to create this moment. Listen to what it said. I think some of y'all missed it. Hold on. Some of y'all, who missed out what I just said? Let me tell you how everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. Let me tell you how. And when you start to realize everything is perfect, you start to accept everything. Let me tell you this. And let me tell you why. It has taken everything in the universe to create it right now. Okay, maybe you all missed it. I won't say it again because I think that right there just went over. It took everything in the universe to make this moment happen. How you say it's not perfect? Are you crazy? Are you not getting it? Everything in the universe came together to create this one moment, and we think it should be different. Who you think you are? That's the question. You think that you know better? You think that you could make a better creation? You think that you know more? This is how you accept. It took everything in the universe to keep me from whooping. Hey, seriously though. It took everything. The next time when you are faced with something, faced with a situation or a question, the next time that you are faced going through something, I need you all to understand this right here, please. It took everything in the universe, every circumstance, everyone, every collective consciousness to create this moment right here. The universe did all it did to create this. How is it not perfect? It took the universe everything to create you and put you here. How are you not perfect? In the universe, since it's one, one song. How do you deal with conflicts at work when you are labeled as a troublemaker? Well, are you a troublemaker? I mean, seriously, serious question. Are you a troublemaker? I mean, that has to be a serious question. Because if you're not a troublemaker, then don't worry. You worried because, again, I spoke about the ego. You worry about how they see you. Your ego is being played with. Your ego is not real. So, I mean, if you're a troublemaker, I mean, sometimes you're going to take your beating, sometimes. But if you're not a troublemaker, ain't nothing that you could do. There's nothing you can do. And you keep saying, I'm not a troublemaker, it's not me. It doesn't help. So sometimes your actions got to speak louder than your words. Sometimes you got to just relax. The power of undoing and not doing has a greater power sometimes, like silence. Silence has a great power. It is powerful. See, everybody thinks you got to speak. Sometimes, no, you got to shut up. That's the greatest power. But we always think that we gotta do something or say something. Sometimes you gotta not do anything or not say something and see the power work. See how it works. There's a power in non-doing. I was saying this earlier. Non-doing is one of the hardest things to do because we are so used and accustomed to doing something. We gotta fix something. We gotta do something. So what do I do? Sometimes you gotta not do nothing at all. Just be aware of it. Just know that it exists. Just look at it. Okay, now I know. Sometimes doing things will screw it up even more. See, sometimes what you gotta do will screw it up even more. There's a power in silence. Use it. Take it. There's a power in not doing a damn thing. Take it. Sometimes because there's nothing else you can do. If you choose to accept it, you give your ego the upper hand. I'm just saying. Yeah, you blunt. And we think that blunt is the way to go. And we create our circumstances. You don't have to be blunt. You think that you are blunt. No, that's what you choose to be. Listen, some of us, listen, God, how do I put this? Hold on. Some of us think that, yes, you are blunt. Be blunt. But you can't run from your... Listen, everything that you choose to be has an opposite side. Everything that you choose to do has a consequence. If you blunt, then just take it. And until you realize that you are choosing to be blunt, but you could choose to be something else, then you're going to take your lessons. This is what life teaches us. Life teaches us that you cannot be the same everywhere you go. You cannot carry the same you because you don't even know who you are. That's what you practice. That's what you practice. There's a cause and effect. Yes. If you choose to be blunt, then take your lessons. I'm telling you, you don't have to be blunt. You don't have to be the same everywhere you go. You don't have to speak the same way how you speak all the time. You don't have to do the same thing No, that's not who you are. That's what you created. It's not real. Seriously. We think I'm blunt. Listen, I'm shy. No, you ain't got to be neither. You choose to be who you are when it's needed. Sometimes you gotta be blunt. Sometimes you gotta be just humble. Just take it. But now that you blunt and you get in that name, sometimes you gotta take it. Take your ass whooping. And I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be rude. But you're gonna take your ass. I was a soldier in the army for 20 years, retired. I knew there was a time to be hard. And when somebody do something stupid, I knew they didn't need a lesson. They didn't need a lashing. They need a lesson. So I knew when to, come here. Soldier, come here. Let me talk to you. I'm going to show you something. There's a time for everything. But wisdom teaches you that. You don't have to be the same everywhere you go. I promise you. That's the first lesson. Because listen, everybody's going to treat you differently. Sometimes your action can speak louder than your words. And that's always true. Seriously, that's always true. I had a question earlier. The reason I believe that wholeheartedly. Obvious is something that this person is doing to be labeled as a troublemaker. Sometimes, sometimes. How do you stop hurting from what they do to you? How do you stop hurting? That's a good ass question. How do you stop hurting from when somebody hurts you? How do you stop hurting? For me, I recognize that people do what they're gonna do, regardless of if it was you or somebody else. I always use the analogy of my children, because my children teaches me so much. Even though I don't want to learn, but I can't help but just learning. I watch my daughter play, and I know you all heard me say this before. I was watching my daughter play. Okay, I was watching my daughter play. I was watching my daughter play one day, right? And she was playing by herself. And she was playing, and she was talking, she was laughing, she was singing, she was doing whatever she was doing, right? And when I came in her playing, her game, she was doing the same thing. Laughing with me, talking with me, blah, 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 blah. When I told her I was done, when I told her I'm leaving, I didn't want to play no more, you know what she did? She continued to play and laugh and talk. I said this to say this right here. People are going to be people. If people playing a game, they're playing a game with you or without you. If you join a unity if you unite with someone in a relationship who's playing games or who are in their season of playing games, regardless of if you're there or not, they're gonna still play games. Just because you come, don't mean that they stop. When I tell my daughter stop playing, my daughter says, no, I'm not ready yet. She's not ready. You can't force somebody to stop playing games, so you can't take it personal. It's not even about you. They're hurt. They did what they did, but it wasn't really. A lot of times, what they do is not directed to you. It's just they do it because that's what they're doing. They are being who they are. They are being what they feel like being. They are doing what they want to do. Let people do what they want to do so that you can see what they are. That's your lesson. So when you get the lesson, your hurt goes away. I mean, seriously, your hurt is because now I understand. See, if you take the lesson, a lot of times the hurt goes away because now you understand. Thank you, Melina. How are you doing? Dr. Nicholas, what's good, man? How are you doing? Thanks for joining me. Seriously, a lot of times if you take the lesson, woo! Can you make a podcast? You're gonna listen to it? But seriously, when you grab onto the lesson, you're like, oh, I get it now. Once you get it, your hurt is gone. Good morning, Gina. How are you? A lot of times, we don't want to take the lesson. We take the beating and hold on to the beating. So we hold on to the anger. We hold on to the intensity. We hold on to being tense and being expectant. You got to let go of that stuff. So how do you stop the hurting? Understand that people are going to do just like Christ said, forgive them for they know not what they have done. You got to forgive people because they are being themselves. If it was you or someone else, if you go in people's, let me tell you this. If you go in people's self-destructive circle or space, you're going to feel their destruction. If you go around somebody who's trying to hurt themselves, you might get hurt too, because they might just hurt you. Fab Kim, how are you doing? Seriously, if you go around people who are self-destructive, you fall in victim to that destruction too. You might just get hurt. It's not personal. They are just in a place where they are self-destructive. They're sowing their oats, they're cheating, they're lying, whatever they're doing. It could be families, it could be friends, it could be relationship, it could be whatever. But if you go in a place where people are being self-destructive, you can't take it personally if you get hurt. That means you got to leave their area. See, many times we're trying to stay in that place. Yeah, you were caught in a game, right? Yeah. Listen, you got to sometimes recognize that you are inside somebody's self-destructive space and you got to step out. Because you wasn't even a key player. He or she was their own key player. He or she is going through what they're going through. And sometimes the best thing to do is just leave. You're not welcome there. So you got to forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. They're just on a place of self-destruction. Because in all reality, I can't cheat on you. I can't lie to you. I can't hurt you. Because if I cheat on you, I'm the one who's suffering. Because, hey, listen, you suffer. Listen, let me tell you something, right? And maybe to you all it might be good news, but I'm talking about a reality. I need to change my shirt because I think it's inappropriate. I came on this because I was in the gym. Hold on. Give me a second, okay? Let me just change my shirt. I don't want to be rude and show people what's not, Hold on. Just give me a second. I don't want to be disrespectful to people because I don't think you'll come on here to see my arms and my chest and my nipple poking out my shirt. Give me a second, okay? So let me be respectful and change my shirt. See, I'm nice. Okay, I'm back. I don't, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be rude. What was I saying? I forgot. Tell me again, what was I saying? It's so crazy. No, I'm not live at the same time. Actually, I go live when I feel like going live. I don't really go live every day either. Thank you so much, Kimberly Lynn. What was I saying? I totally forgot what I was saying. You don't want to show I don't want to show my parts. That's not what this life is about. You know what I mean? I was speaking to my soul. Over 3 years, my life being all I did for him. Just find out. Listen, when you're in a relationship, right? Wish it was more often. Oh, Marina, thank you. People are who they show. Yeah, I mean, people, you gotta remember, people ain't here for us forever. You know what I mean? Sure was okay. You know what I mean? But I mean, people don't have to stay in your. Listen, people are here to teach you a lesson. Everybody is here to give you a message. I tell my friends this. Everybody is here to give you a message. Don't expect me to stay in your life forever either. I don't have to be. It's not. Listen, just because I leave your life, it doesn't mean I'm bad. It doesn't mean I'm bad. I'm not meant to be in people's lives forever. I'm meant to go do what I gotta do, and you gotta be able to get the message from people. I get my messages. Seriously, the problem is we don't look at the messages. We look at the people. We look at the messengers. We want to hold on to the messenger. The messenger is here to give you a message. Leave the messenger alone. Let him go or let her go about her business and keep the message. The message is for you. The messenger ain't. And you know when the messenger ain't for you, because when the messenger overstay his or her welcome, you start to suffer. When the messenger overstay their time that they should have stayed, your peace is taken away. Your anger comes. Frustration comes. Insecurities come. Because the messenger needs to go. The messenger don't need to be there. And sometimes the message is what you should do better next time, how you should do next time, what you should expect next time. Some people just come just to show you that you still have love within you. Sometimes some people, resentment comes, that's right. Some people just come to show you that you still have love within you. That thing that you thought was once dead is not dead. It's still there. That love is still there. You just need to be able to wake it up yourself. But somebody, the universe sends someone who you attracted, someone who you manifested. See, sometimes we don't always manifest what we need. We manifest what we want. Listen to what I'm saying, man. Sometimes I think I'm misunderstood because I think what I say is so simple that it goes over people's head, because I'm the simplest person that you'd ever meet. I say the simplest words, the simplest lessons. I don't use big words. I don't know big words. Some people become in my inbox using big words, and I don't even know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm a very simple man. I use very simple words. I failed vocabulary all my years in school. I failed English all my years in school. And I failed comprehension all my years in school. So the only thing I could do is speak like a sixth grader. Because I think that's where I stop. I'm a sixth grader in my heart. So I could only speak stuff on a sixth grade level. So understand what I'm saying? Very simple. Some people come in your life to awaken you. To have you remember, you still have love in you. You are not just bitter. You are not just angry. You are not just this. You have love. You see what you're feeling right there? You see how you're feeling right there? You see your state of glow? You see your state of mind? That's you. Now I show you, be gone. And you know what your foolish ass did? You let go of the love and hold on to the anger. You let go of the damn love and hold on to the people. You let go of the love that makes you feel great. You felt great. You was on cloud nine. You was amazing. You was smiling. You was going to work. Nobody pissing you off. Nobody could get to you. Nobody could affect you. Nobody could talk crap to you. People show you their middle finger on the highway, and you just, whatever, I'm good. Hey, you can't mess my day up. I am perfect. I felt good. You let go of that, and you hold on to the person. What about marriage? Is it a commitment for life? So let me tell you one thing, right? I don't know who's the user to. Are you a male or a female? Not that it makes a difference. I just want to get your pronoun. Okay, you're a male. All right. I really feel good, especially when men are asking questions too. I love it. That means I'm not bashing men. I'm not bashing women. I'm not bashing anything. I'm just talking life. I'm talking love, right? Talking love. I don't talk about men or women specifically. I talk about life and life lessons. I'm great. I love it. Let me tell you this. Sometimes the belief systems, thank you for the gifts, Melina. The belief systems that we have or the values that we hold don't help us. I got you, Brooklyn. Sometimes the values or the belief system that we have in our lives don't help us. And we hold on to those belief systems and we let go of what the lessons are. We hold on to the belief system, even though the belief system was given to you. Your belief systems ain't yours. Let's go very simple, okay? I want to go simple for a second. I want to go simple real quick? Can I go really simple and deep? Can I go really simple and deep for a second? I want to go simple enough so that I'm not misunderstood, because a lot of times I'm misunderstood. Okay? Here's the thing. When you was put into this world, right? When you were born, I preach mostly for women? No. I don't preach for most. I preach for self-love. I don't preach for nobody's. I don't preach for no gender. I don't even preach, but I speak for everyone. I don't speak just for women. I think men need it. I think men need it just as much, because I had to be it too. I needed it. That's why I speak the way I speak. I needed it. I needed this when I was younger. I needed this now. Actually, I need this now. So I don't speak for women. I speak for me too. Believe it or not, sometimes you hear me speak, and the first time I ever say something is when I'm on live, because sometimes it comes to me as it downloads into me as I'm speaking. My knowledge is not just my stuff that I speak is not just in my head. It's just not there. I don't just keep things in my head to speak. I don't write things down. When I speak, it comes out, because that's what I need to hear. Sometimes I don't even speak for you. I speak to myself. You are just listening. Okay? Sometimes my messages are for me. Trust that. And when I hear myself speak, I listen and I'm like, oh shoot, I said it now. No, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? I forgot what I was saying. Well, what was I saying? Before I interrupt myself. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh man. What was I saying? Lord, I forgot. You know I forget things a lot, right? I went to combat a few times and I forget things. So, when you were born, thank you. So, when you were born, all this spike. When you were born, when you were created, remember, nothing was in you. You had nothing but your intuition. Along your journey, the serpent, I think the serpent is bad. The serpent ain't bad. The serpent makes you aware. That's how the serpent did. The serpent, when you were born in perfection in the garden of Adam and Eve, the serpent came to you and says, listen, now you are a baby, you won't understand right or wrong. But now the serpent says, I gotta tell you that knowledge, you have to bite on this fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, because it exists. The serpent, our mothers tell us that. Our fathers, our pastors, our friends, our teachers. They're the serpent. The serpent is not bad. Something awares you. It makes you aware of what you should and what you shouldn't do in this world, because consequences come. There's karma. So the serpent is what made you aware. That's why the serpent had to be in the story. Serpent had to be existing. So when you were born, you had no knowledge, no truth, no belief system. So here we go now. Your mother told you this. Your father told you this. Teachers told you this. Society told you this. All your belief system came from somewhere. Hey, Pleasure, how are we doing? All your beliefs is not yours. They came from somewhere outside of you. Understand what I'm saying? Simple. Don't go too hard. Don't judge. Don't hold on. Don't defend anything. I'm just talking. Don't try to defend your identity or what you believe. This is not the time. I'm just talking. Take it or leave it. Simple, right? Simple knowledge. So now, everything that you have gathered and you have accumulated, you hold dear to your heart. You think is right. Now, you start to hold your beliefs as facts. You think if I get divorced, that's bad, because you was taught that. It was programmed to believe that, because your knowledge and your wisdom and wisdom wasn't coming from outside. Wisdom come from the inside. But knowledge and this and beliefs and ideas come from the outside. So now you are faced in a reality where you are unhappy, you are struggling, you are miserable. You are in a marriage that you now gotta look at your beliefs, and your belief is keeping you in misery. Now, somebody else's opinion on life is keeping you in misery. What do you do? Hold on to your belief, or do you hold on to life? Which one do you do? It's not all your belief that benefits you. Everything that you have gathered doesn't benefit you. Everything that you have taken in doesn't benefit you. Everything that you have been taught by those people that you respect the most ain't benefiting you. Some people, listen, this is when you have to be an adult. Listen, one of my things is you got to be free. And freedom is all you. Only you can free yourself. Only you can free yourself. So if it hurts you, you gotta let it go. If it brings, listen, because you have to understand, right? When you are in a relationship or anything, or whatever you are, job, whatever, if you are miserable, I promise you, it is so hard to connect to the source or to God or whatever you call your creator. It doesn't matter what you call him. That's your business. It is so hard to connect to the source while you are feeling when you bit that apple and now you think that you know truth. You see that when Eve bit that apple, that fruit, that lie, that truth, that knowledge, when she bit that knowledge, she understood. Now that she knows, when she bit that fruit, she distanced herself from God. Sometimes you gotta get rid of the truth. Oh, that belief system. Not the truth, the belief system. Because the belief system sometimes is not a truth. It is a truth, but it's not, it's just you. You make it truth. You make it truth. When you live in that type of place, that type of situation, that type of environment, where you are feeling miserable, hurt, painful, and a belief system is making you stay, your belief system value is so low now because you don't even connect to your God anymore. You feel worthless. You feel like he don't hear your prayer. You feel like he don't even notice you. You feel so insignificant. You feel so terrible because you're not connected, because you picked up the fruit. The Bible is what I believe. I cannot make, bro, then do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, because the Bible says be happy. You know what? The Bible says love yourself. And if something is causing you, if your right hand offends you, cut it off. Listen. I want to know in the Bible that it says that you can't get divorced. Let me tell you, the Bible was written from a place where Paul was talking, Paul was speaking on behalf of the time and his people. Paul said that stuff. Don't think that is the same here. Paul said women can't speak 2,000 years ago. Women speaking now. Paul said women wasn't allowed to do all this stuff. Women are doing now. You cannot live in the past and expect to have a present. It don't work like that. You have to understand and be able to separate the words of men and the words of God. That was Paul speaking his mess. Paul was speaking based on the time and the place that he was in. I'm not making excuses. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, do you. But if you ain't happy doing you, it's pointless. It's pointless. It is completely waste of time. If you're living and you ain't enjoying it, it's pointless. If your right hand offends you, chop it off. If you want to keep it there and complain, hey, that's you. But I promise you, your power of manifestation, you feel blocked. You can't manifest. You can't smile. You can't feel free. You can't be free. You can't love freely. You can't feel deserving. You can't feel worthy. This is why we don't feel worthy, because we stay in situations that we don't like based on a knowledge or a belief system. Cut the belief system off. I am a complete free man. And when you are free, oh Lord, life, everything looks different. I'm telling you. And I'm not just saying this to be rebellious. I'm saying you got to use your wisdom. It's time to, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, but I became a man and I put away all childish things. I speak about the Bible too. And I speak about the Bible all the time. I'm telling you. You're going to be able to, as I spoke as a child, now I'm an adult. I got to take away that breast, take away that bottle, take away that milk, and feed off what I got to feed on my intuition and my source completely. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what my pastor say. My pastor don't live my life. We go by what other people say. That's why we suffer, because what they say and your path don't line up. So now we become divided. Am I going here? Am I going there? I don't know. Let me go from what they say. Even though my experience have taught me, my lessons taught me something, but yet my belief system says I'm this. I'm suffering over here, but I don't want to go over here. I don't want to go where I know better. Listen, it ain't worth it. It's not. Freedom is, Lord, freedom is the most important thing. I do read in the Bible, and I do know that God wants us to be happy. A baby, you don't have to teach a baby how to be happy. And a baby don't ask, how do you love? And a baby don't ask, why you don't love me? A baby in its purest form don't ask why. A baby in its purest form don't ask, why did he leave me? Why did she leave? A baby in its perfect form is just pure energy. The Bible tells us to be like children, to go back in the time where you was a child. That childlike mentality. You don't hold grudges. You don't second guess your intuition. You're not angry. You're not bitter. You forgive. You don't take things personal. You gotta be just free. Go to where you wanna go to. Go to who you wanna go to. Cry when you wanna cry. Poop when you wanna poop. Dance when you wanna dance. Have you looked at a child? Have you ever looked, seriously, have you ever looked at a child? Like a 3-year-old child in the store? That child is so free. That child is dancing, he's running. My daughter be doing some moves. I don't understand the moves that she be doing, but she just be there just doing it. She don't care who the hell watching. She don't care about you. That child just be just picking her nose, digging in her butt. You know why? Because she wants to. Don't give a damn what you say. Just because society says, I don't give a damn. She don't give a damn what you say. She's doing it. And when I say, Leah, stop. She's like, no. She had to be on the nose just going. Well, get it then. We teach our children to go against their own better judgment. We teach our children to go against their own instinct. We teach our children, and now we grew up doing the same crap. We grew up doing the same crap. We teach our children, I know you don't want to go to this person. I know that person is trying to hold you. Go to them. The baby's like, no, I'm crying. Look at me crying. I don't want to go to my uncle. I don't trust him. I don't trust my uncle. The baby is crying. No, crying. And we talking. No, it's okay, go. Now the baby stopped trusting his own instinct. The baby stopped trusting other people's energy. The baby stopped trusting life that he or she feels. The baby stopped trusting their intuition and start being guided by your stupid words. Now the baby become dependent on your words. Now the baby needs you to tell them everything. They become dependent. That's what you want? No. That's not what I want for my child. If my child don't want to go, hey, don't go. If you don't want to go to them, don't go to them. It's okay. Next thing you know, later on in life, that person, they know energy. Babies see freaking auras. They know which one is ugly. They see and feel differently. They see and feel energy because they are pure. They are superhuman. They are brand new to this. They are brand new to this world, and they depend on that intuition. It's time for us to get back to that place, man. To depend on our intuition. Stop depending on people, on the pastor. I don't care what your pastor said. Seriously. Hey, from the UK, how are you doing? Yeah, that's facts. It's time. Listen, freedom is a beautiful thing. We have to get to a place where we just recognize what love is. The baby. Nah. You got to live your life for you. And you know what? They said, once you find you, you recognize everyone else. Because once you find you, you see you in everyone else. See, you don't find you by yourself. You find you in everybody else. See, once you recognize you recognize you in everybody else. Listen, if you don't understand what I mean, it takes a while. Once you recognize you, you start to recognize you in every... That's why the compassion is there. Hey, from South Africa, how are you? That's why compassion is there. That's why you have to be compassionate. That's why you have to feel empathy. That's why empathy has to be there. Because everybody is a reflection of you. And you are, listen, you know, people who hate people usually see a part in them that they have inside that they try to hold on to. Or a part in them that they try to hold out from because they don't like it. Or a part in them that they notice. Like I said yesterday, you only see yourself. You don't see nobody else. Nobody else exists. Nobody else exists. Who gives you empathy? Love gives you empathy. Love creates empathy. Because with love, empathy is his best friend. Empathy has to be his best friend. And you don't want to, I ain't talking about feeling people's pain. You don't have to feel people's pain, but you still have to empathize with them. Because you understand. Because you know what pain feels like. You know what I mean? Like, you know what pain feels like. So why would you want to have somebody else feeling pain? And if you recognize yourself in everybody else's eyes, and that's why you got to be understanding. And you're not going to understand them because you can't understand people. But you understand yourself. And that's what makes you understand them. See what I'm saying? I think we try so hard. We try so hard to read people. You can't read people because there's nothing to read. You read yourself. Did you just get what I just said? So when you think you haven't got the tolerance, try to find it because that's what shows up. Yeah, facts. From Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Thanks for joining. Who is love? I think you trying to have me say God, huh? You think God is love? That's what we heard. We heard God is love. So is that the answer that you want me to give? God? You think God is love, huh? Listen, we don't know what God is. And I know many of you all will disagree. It's okay. I understand. That's just something that I don't know. I don't know what God is. If you know, great for you. But I don't know how we know something that existed billions of years. We say these things because we heard these things. Listen, just because you hear these things doesn't mean that it's true. How you know? You know what? I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go in that whole thing. We heard it all our lives. Everything that you heard. Listen, someone said, you give me a child from the age of birth till the age of 6, and I could tell you, no, you can't tell me. I could tell you who he or she's going to be. If you want to hear God is love, God is love. My ego is not that bad to say you're wrong. If you believe God is love, then God is love. If you believe God is love, then so be it. That's the only thing that matters. God is love. My ego is not that strong to defend something else. God is love. You're right. God is love, dude. God is love. God is a lot of things. I don't even think we don't understand what God is because that's eternal. How can we understand eternal stuff when we're not eternal? We don't know what the hell we are. We don't even understand who we are, but we think we understand God. We don't understand the people that we give birth to. We don't even understand the people that we give birth to. Yeah, we understand something that we can't see. Ain't that something though? I know many people don't. It took me many years to get to this. Not knowledge, because I don't know if it's knowledge or not. But we don't even know who the people that we give birth to. The people who sleep with at night, we don't even know them. Yet we believe that we know something that we can't see, we can't feel, we can't hear. We think, oh, I hear his voice. How do we know what his voice felt? The Bible says we are all images of God. But you know what though? To be honest, whatever you believe and it's helping you, don't stop believing it. Seriously. If it's helping you, never stop believing it. You can't feel love, you can't feel love. You can only feel your love. Chris, can you feel my love? I bet you can't feel my love. I bet you can't feel Passion's Creek love. You know what I mean? I bet you can't feel Amber's love. You can only feel your love. Now, if Amber connects to you, then you can feel the connection. You can't feel their love. You can't feel my love. You can't. You can only feel your love because it's inside of you. You can only feel what you are. You can only feel what you are. You cannot feel my love. It's impossible. You recognize my love because you have it inside. Because you carry my love. Love is love. If we carry in the same love, you only could recognize yours. You can't recognize mine. You recognize it only when you carry it. People who don't recognize love can't recognize mine. So you feel or you recognize love. You cannot feel. You feel the love inside. This is why when we're in relationships, let's talk for a bit. When we're in relationships, right? When we're in relationships and we have this big love for someone. Oh, I love you so much. Oh my God, you are the best thing. I would do anything for you. Oh my God, you make me so great. That's your love that you're feeling all this time. We use, we use, we use that person to ignite our love because we don't know how to ignite us. We don't know how to ignite the love that we have, that exists, that is in ourselves. So we use people to ignite our love. But understand that is their love don't make you glow. It's your love that make you glow. Seriously. It's your love that makes you glow. It's your love that makes you shine. It's your love that makes you inspired. It's your love that makes you everything else. It's not theirs. His love or her love make them. It's their love that makes them inspired. It's their love that makes them glow. It's their like a woman carrying a child. A woman who's with child. That woman begin to glow. Why? It's because the babies love them, or they love the baby. Because the love that they have inside creates the glow. It creates that peace. It creates that love. It creates that just, it ignites that love. It ignites that power. It ignites that fire. Because that thing that inside is not because that thing loved them. Can you feel your baby's love inside your stomach? You can, I don't know if but they feel yours because they connect to you. That baby begin to, that love you have for this child, this life inside glowing, you begin to glow. You keep rubbing your child in your stomach. You keep saying, oh my God, this feels so good. I can't wait to meet you. You are the most beautiful thing. You start to see how beautiful. You start to feel the beauty within this child. You start to feel the beauty, see the beauty, know the beauty, think about the beauty. You start to picture the beauty. You start to speak to the beauty. You start to speak to this thing. And it creates in you a love. And you're like, oh. I begin to glow. She begins to glow. Her face starts to, it's her love. She's feeding her love. She's feeding her own love. Listen, this is why you connect to the source and you connect to the Most High. So you have an unlimited amount of love. When you have that unlimited amount of love, you know how powerful that is? Listen, again, you all know I don't come on here to give you all a belief system. I don't come on here to tell you who's what name. I don't come on here to give you no name of Jesus or God. I don't come on here to speak of religion. I don't come on here to do all this religion crap. I don't do religion. All the religion crap is your business. You keep your religion. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, religion don't save you. Because I don't care how much you think God is love. If you don't love yourself, you're still garbage. I mean, you still ain't going to be saved from whatever you think is coming. I don't care what you know, what you think God is, or what you think Jesus is. If you don't think that you are that, and you carry that, and you have it inside, and that's your power, then it doesn't matter. If you're not successful, if you are not powerful with it, if your belief don't make you powerful and unstoppable and amazing, whatever you believe, it doesn't matter. I need you all to understand this. Because whatever you believe doesn't have no weight until you actually doing and being and living it. It doesn't make a difference. And if you live in it, you don't need to defend it. You don't need to keep speaking about it. You don't need to keep telling everybody. Listen, if you have it, it's yours. It's for you. Whatever my belief is for me. It's for me. The reason why I speak on these things is because I am speaking to myself most of the times. I don't speak. Listen, I ain't trying to change nobody. I ain't trying to give you all something, give you all hope. And no, I'm speaking in a physical way of how you apply what you believe. That's all. I don't come on here for me to give you a belief system, man. Keep that stuff. This is how this is why we are so lost. Because everybody is so quick to give away their belief system and their religion. The stuff that hasn't worked for them in the past 30 years, here you go, take this. I don't want that. It hasn't worked for you. Look at your life. Your life is garbage. I don't want that. Take as you want from everything. See, truth is not in one thing. Truth is in everything. If you know truth, you find truth in the plant, in the ants, in that rock, in the person. You find truth in everything that you see. Truth is not in one religion. Religion nonsense is garbage. This is why in this right here, in this Aquarius time, in this time right here, all the religion stuff is going to go away. What was the topic before? People do not know how to use their own discernment. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, that's facts. They have discernments, but they have no idea how to use it, man. They have no idea at all. But listen, man, I think I've been on here for like a couple hours. I think I've talked enough, right? I've talked enough, right? Moderator. Why you said moderator? You know, I totally forgot where I was talking about. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I totally forgot where I was going. What was I saying, man? What was I saying? Hey, Nicole. You don't think I talk enough? I said I can't go now. Oh, man. You took notes. That's what I'm talking. How come you all never want me to go, man? Please post on YouTube. Hey, I posted one last night on YouTube. You write your own pages in life and you can change the page. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Facts. 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 Same similar. I know. It's still early. It's still breakfast. I forgot a distraction. It's not distraction. It's just people's opinions. And, you know, everybody have their own opinions, man. You screen record it. That's amazing. But, I mean, listen, man. Life, seriously, all joke aside, life is one of the most beautiful things. Actually, life is the most beautiful gift that we could have. I think by our thoughts, we screw it up. You know, you could be sitting down peaceful, and then you have a thought, just one thought, and that one thought make your heart race. You start to panic. You start to have a panic attack. Your pupil gets smaller. You know, your heart start racing. You start breathing. And you know, that one thought destroys our entire peace. And then it destroys our entire being. Sometimes you gotta know sometimes you don't need to think. Sometimes you just gotta sit there and just not think. Because it's the thinking that speeds up your heart. It's the thinking that makes you panic. It's the thinking that gives you depression. It's the thinking that gives you, because people don't know how to think. You see what I'm saying? Kadeen, how are you? People don't know how to think. People don't know how to think. People just think that, well, if